Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your June 2025 forecast. I'm Nicholas Ashbaugh. It's so good to see you. A quick reminder before we get started, this can be used for sun, rising, and moon. Let's quickly check in on Apollo, who's resting as usual in the background listening to us. Let's go ahead and get into your channel messages. I very clearly saw like one major symbol, but I want to break it down into three parts. So I was shown a beehive. Central and integral to the functioning energy of that beehive is the queen. Ostensibly, you're the queen bee this month, Gemini, if you choose to be so. So Emperor/Empress energy that brings forth whatever it is that you need to happen. If you need something, speak up. If there's something that you want to do, stay accountable. What I like about the whole hive of bees or colony of bees around her is teamwork and resources in the form of people and colleagues and friends and that kind of supportive energy, that sort of your chosen family or crew around you that can really help bring something into focus. The challenge is the sticky quality that I saw, like with the honey. Sometimes, and also like the hyper-organization of a hive. Everybody stays in their swim lane and they never deviate. In real life, it doesn't work like that. There has to be more flexibility or we get stuck, just like the honey can kind of stick you in place like tar. So I want to help you this month find places where you can exercise your power, Emperor/Empress. I want to help you lean into the leadership energy, Six of Wands and Hierophant, and then find areas where you can liberate yourself from old patterns, kind of like the Fool energy. So this is going to be a busy month, but a really impactful one. To me, bees are a fantastic symbol. It also means that there's abundance because it's a pollination, or I should say it's a pollinator. So it's going to bring a fruitful month ahead for you. So all I need to do is kind of keep you focused. With that in mind, let's give the cards a shuffle and see where and when to put your energy, and I'll help walk you through every step of the journey. All right, take a moment if you will, close your eyes, take a deep breath. On the exhale, let go of anything that you don't need or want to bring into this reading, and then create a circle of light around your body, tracing it with your mind's eye. Let's welcome in angels, spirit guides, and ascended masters and begin. All right, let's begin with the catalyst energy. We have the feeling of isolation, the alone card coming through. And of course, we could connect this to the Hermit in the traditional tarot deck. There's an encouragement here basically to connect. You saw me nodding to myself as I was looking at these. That 10 of Cups at the center is the answer to this. It may be finding a new sort of group that is separate from your family, your coworkers, etc. And that's why I really wanted to focus on getting you unstuck. The Fool is all about taking a step at a time. Judgment, letting go of the past. Four of Swords, putting something to rest. And it already feels like you know where you want to go. It's just a matter of stepping into what you've already done the work on. So that's the first message. You really don't need to put too much more time or effort into thinking yourself through something. It's really mostly about execution this month. So this is where you could, rather than trying to do everything all at once, pick one thing per day that you really want to make a splash on and let that be your focal point. And do what you can to get out of your comfort zone and also to mix and mingle, okay? You may be trying to create a community for others, you may be seeking one, but interaction with people is the key to success this month. So let's get to that center card. I already did sort of an overview of the Celtic Cross. Let's begin with the 10 of Cups at the center. You may already be in the middle of some sort of new partnership or connection. Whatever you're engaging into or stepping into, literally because we have the Fool, it has the capacity to go the distance. Judgment here is actually surpassing expectations. We see like a euphoric, higher version of yourself coming through this. We also have a card connected with love here. So this is the perfect time to make new connections, to rekindle old connections, and to allow yourself to be seen and to interact with others. If you're looking for love, you can find it. If you're trying to get something done, you have the capacity to pull people into your idea because of your charisma, because of your passion. So lean into that energy with the center card, okay? You may also find that people are seeking you out this month. And in that situation, it's kind of interesting that we have a card that's connected with running. Just try to sit still for a second and see how you feel. We want to really get away from fight or flight energy when it comes to all aspects of your life, particularly relationships. Things are going to start to pick up speed-wise this month. This is one of the fastest moving cards in the entire deck. The Knight of Swords is also just a reminder to make sure that you know why you're working as fast as you are and where you're headed to, because first of all, it's going to help you stay organized and feel confident, but you're also going to be more effective at the end of the day. Take time along the way to smell the flowers, which just means like meditate, enjoy your day-to-day, and realize that time flies like that. Sometimes in the middle of it, you think, oh, we're never going to get there. But it is really important to take time every single day to take care of yourself, to spend time with your friends, your family. I take time every day to give him an extra pat on the head. Whatever it is, we'll do it right now. Take the time. See how much happiness that brought him? It's a small step and a small gesture sometimes to just show up for someone else or for yourself. It's well worth it, okay? We'll go back to this from time to time, but one last thing before we move on. Your words have the capacity to create what we see here with this Queen of Pentacles. Also with the Fool and the Judgment card. So you can get someone excited about taking the next step. You can create more wealth or abundance. You can also break through something that has kept you stuck before. Now, in the deep past, it's interesting because it feels like energetically, emotionally, and pretty much from a karma perspective, you've done the work to create movement and expansion. I think the only challenge for some of you is allowing it to be easier. These cards are kind of in the opposite order that they should be, because 20, then 21, but you've done the work, but for some reason there's disbelief, or for some of you it could just be, it's unnecessary mental friction. You know what's showing up as we're talking in real time? It feels like you've created an unnecessary parameter. Like sometimes when we're thinking about the future, you think, well, I'm going to go to school, I'll get this degree, then I'll get this job, then I'll meet the partner, then I'll have a family. What if it happens completely in a different order? And especially if you're trying to manifest something great, like a career opportunity or personal development, it doesn't necessarily have to hinge on something else. What if it happens right now? Release the idea, release the judgment that you're not ready. You're ready. You've done the work. The key to success this month could also be in leaning into these sort of core relationships in your life where oftentimes other people can see what you can't see. They can hold up the mirror and say, look at what you can do, okay? Anyway, things are going to happen faster than you think this month, and they could happen in a different order. There's a little bit of mental recalibration that needs to happen. In the traditional illustration for the Five of Cups, it's a card of grieving, but it's also one of opportunity. And in this particular illustration, she's kind of dipping her foot into that cup of possibilities. What if? What if this does work out? And again, we look in this traditional card, those two cups could be love, friendship, good news. So she's starting to get through the grief, the disbelief, any of the heavy emotions. There's a little bit more healing to be done. But once that healing has happened, like I said, the speed with which this Knight of Swords moves can carry you on to opportunity, love, new ideas, and something beyond your wildest expectations. All you have to do today when you watch this video is take the very first step. The Fool doesn't have to be a difficult energy or card. A first step can just be you in your mind deciding, let's do it. You could decide to send an email or reach out and have a face-to-face conversation with someone, but it doesn't have to be heavy. It's just like, hey, I have a thought. What do you think? And this is all you have to do right now is take the initial step. One thing that I like with the Fool also, even in this illustration, is She's not carrying like a heavy suitcase or backpack. In this case, she's just carrying a crystal. So it's coming to the table with a clean slate. This could be different. Fresh perspective, no baggage of emotions or preconceived ideas. Just let today be what it is. Allow yourself to freely connect with those possibilities that want to come through. And again, that's when things really start to get exciting. All right, as we look at the near future here, we have a beautiful Queen of Pentacles. Here's your Queen Bee. And what she's showing you is that it's important to go inward first. She's got her eyes closed and really feel that you're ready. Know what you're worth. Clarify that vision. And this is going to help you lean into the Judgment card in the outcome. When you can see it, others can see it. When you can see it, there's no fear of judgment. And once you start to get excited about the possibilities, again, the speed of that Knight of Swords, which is touching this card, is going to help you accelerate resources, potential. And this is a great month to build your, again, resources can come in all different sizes, shapes, and forms. So it could be money. It could be the people in your life. It could be human resources if you're in a company. And I'm just seeing things moving towards the positive. So if you've been struggling, needing, wanting, it's starting to come back into equilibrium this month. Queen of Pentacles is also about the house or the home. And this is a time where you might be deciding to settle into something. So the 10 of Cups is love and relationships. And this is taking it to that next level. The recovery was necessary first. So letting go of something from the past, leaning into what's in front of you, it's definitely a great month for partnerships. I can see that coming through again. Now, as we take a look at you, it's a wonderful card here. We have the Knight of Wands, marching to the beat of your own drum. Knights go after what they believe in. And we can see that in this card, she is starting to create a new cycle, a new sort of rhythm to things. This is why I wanted you to shake things up. If you constantly work on your own, this one is also about trying to get out there, and it's a dance. Creativity is a dance. It's about finding a partner that can see what you're trying to do. So definitely kind of connecting with others, partnering up with others, talking to others, people, community, connections. It's so important this month. What are you also doing to take ideas to the next level? So Knights are not afraid when it comes to like knocking on a door, picking up a phone, sending an email, whatever they need to do to spread the word or spread the message. This is the time to do it, and be unique in your approach. This is a very individual or individually oriented illustration. So the more unique and the more unusual, the more people are likely to remember it. All right, as we go into the environment here, we have the Four of Swords. There could be a person in your life that just is not feeling the connection, and the way that they communicate it is by not answering, by just sort of hoping that you'll get a hint. And whether it's a job that you're applying to, a friend that you used to hang out with, a family member that's just less forthcoming, know this: when that door has shut, something else will open up, because we see too many positive cards. Don't waste your time in this particular scenario. Some people just can't say what they need to, particularly when it comes to that they're ready to move on. But know that a lack of communication, in other words, no communication, still constitutes a form of communication. It just means they're not connected, they're not committed, and you have other people that are. There's someone waiting right here in the heels, the King of Cups. So don't waste your breath, your time, your attention on someone or something where basically it's just not receptive, okay? You may be overdue for a vacation or some rest. Take care of yourself. Quality and quantity of sleep are an absolute must, so make sure that that also is happening. Also, this is the final stage here. So Five of Cups is the beginning of grief. Four of Swords is letting it go. It does feel like you'll be able to make a full rebound by the end of the month if there's been anything challenging when it comes to emotions. Let's move on to the King of Cups. All right, lean into your creativity this month. King of Cups is representing that ability to trust your intuition, be as creative as you want to be, and also we have the healing energy of that starfish. So if you were going through something where it required a little bit of release, a little bit of mourning, we see a back-to-back combo between these two cards. So opening up your heart, finally letting go or finally leaning in. Because again, this Judgment card is really about sort of just release, overall release. So are you ready? Are you ready to really allow your heart to be the compass, to be your sort of North Star this month? If you're looking for love, there could be a lovely water sign coming into the picture, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But overall, what I get with this is just heightened intuition, heightened creativity, and you've got two leadership cards this month, rather, and that energy of partnership is again coming through loud and clear. So if you're ready and willing to partner up with someone, again, it could open some exciting doorways for you. Okay? And we definitely have Piscean energy with that little fish on the string. Finally, as we look at the outcome, we have Judgment. I want to reiterate that you've already done the work. This is just about acceptance and release. Additionally, there is permission and encouragement to not do what you've always done. Don't rinse and repeat. Try something different. Experiment. Get out of your comfort zone. And if you need to, again, connect with others, because this is a period in time where partnering up is going to provide additional insights. It's going to make it a lot easier because you're not going to feel like you're kind of out there in left field, and you're going to be able to take a step forward with someone possibly side by side. So I really do feel like creative partnerships want to come through. New friendships want to emerge. For some of you, love could be coming in as well. Let's now pick a card for health, wealth, love, and destiny. That is fascinating coming through for wealth. We'll talk more about that in a second. Actually, both of these, because we also have Thoth here. All right, let's begin with your health card. We have a reversed Thoth. Let's read this in the upright position so I can see the text. It says, light initiation, great teacher awakening, and divine magic. This is one of the more powerful deities in Egyptian mythology, absolutely connected with this. If memory serves, he was there at the weighing of the soul, recording things. He was a scribe in addition to all of this. I think connected with even hieroglyphics. I think he was instrumental in passing along that information. So light initiation, teaching, divine magic. It's a wake-up call because judgment can be that. The death card and the judgment card wake us up to our calling, but sometimes to a better path. You may be deciding to avoid something because it's unhealthy, because it might have affected someone else in your family, and you're heeding the call. This is also about putting it into writing, creating a contract with yourself, keeping yourself accountable. And there is an opportunity for renewal. This is a rebirth card. So however close the call, you got it in time. This is just a month during which you don't want to hit snooze when it comes to health. Here are some general notes with respect to health. Move the body. Move the body and exercise the mind too. If either of those atrophy, that's when you start to get in trouble. But one step at a time, gentle movements can have profound impacts. So just walking or swimming or stretching or even like chair-based exercises, anything to just get the muscles moving and the mind moving as well. Mental health and emotional health are essential. There's a little bit of recovery to do first. It looks like if you work possibly with the help of someone else, a mentor or a therapist, you can put something to rest and move past it. I definitely get a theme of recovery and a wake-up call for many of you. There might be a little bit of peer or family pressure that's coming through here, even though we're not looking at love or relationships or work or anything. That can have an effect on health. So in this situation, it's almost like fight or flight mode. Some of you might have to move out of something where there's too much pressure or expectation so you can breathe. And that's what I feel like you got to do what's right for you. Quality and quantity of sleep with Four of Swords. But otherwise, these cards are fairly positive. There's a move for many of you that's either happened or has been delayed, and now is the time that you're going to do it, or you're getting clear on where you want to go. I see movement. not just in the body, but like physical relocation for some of you. Okay? Otherwise, this looks pretty good. The isolation piece is the most important thing. So there's so many opportunities for new people to come in. This is a month to kind of put yourself out there and allow for your energy to be a little bit more accessible. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, let's move on to wealth. For wealth, we have the end of a cycle. Sorry, wrong button here. This is so perfectly connected with the traditional judgment card. Usually you would see Archangel Gabriel blowing their horn in the air and souls rising up from the dead. Here we just see people walking towards a new path. It's almost like what comes right after that, right? So are you ready? Are you ready to take the next step? Because as I said earlier, it already feels like it's right here within reach. Briefly going into each of the main categories of wealth. If you're employed and you're feeling stuck, this may be a month where you either have a pivotal conversation with your boss or you decide, hey, this door isn't opening. I feel stuck, and you have one foot out the door. Make sure that you know where you're going next. It's time to network. You most certainly can find something if you connect with this network and play your cards right, but only do it once you have something in your back pocket. I do feel like this door, once closed, is closed permanently. So that is something to think about, and it's not as a scare tactic. I know that in my own life, there have been moments where I'm happy to close the chapter permanently. Sometimes I get 8 of Cups and I'm like, oh, you could always go back. This one, it's more like done and dusted. I want to move on to the next thing. And also, the person may take it kind of personally that you didn't want to stay, but you can't let that bother you. If it's your time, it's your time. For everyone else who's employed right now, if you're not growing or expanding or feeling that sense of movement, I don't want you to be busy and bored. What can you do to create maybe it is a lateral move somewhere else, or what are you doing outside of work to create some sort of engagement? I like the group of people, but it does feel like there's some sort of a block here for upward growth. So if you're interested in that, then that's something you have to kind of think about, how long you want to stay or who you're going to work with to kind of break through that. For everyone else, it might be time to look. If it's not important to you, no worries. But again, if it's something that matters, I would start to take a step in a new direction. One thing that you can do no matter where you're at in this equation is continue to expand your connections at that company and beyond. It's who you know, not just what you know. Moving on to entrepreneurs. Okay, this is interesting. Some of you want to potentially merge the company, maybe sell the company. You might also be looking at completely doing a rebranding because the Tower and the Judgment card have that energy of reinvention. We don't have death here, but we do have the World. So if you passed on an offer to sell, then you might decide, well, I still have something that I want to do, but it has to shift. So the key thing right now is to lean into the changing. It's so interesting. We hear the motorcycle in the background, and we have a motorcycle here. Slow down. There is no rush. I laugh when I watch one of those motorcyclists zoom all the way to a red light. Take your time, do it right, especially if there's rebranding. Get the advice of others and lean on the expertise of others as well. I'm actually okay with your money this month. It looks like things are in a good direction. It's more just, are you satisfied? Is this what you want? And is there something that you need to kind of you might need to hone or kind of trim down your offerings? Less is more for sure if you own your own company right now. Make sure that you are helping people level up because if they don't get the advancement, they may move on in the same way that I was just talking to those that are employed. Okay. If you're job seeking this month, can you find it? There's a little bit of crickets in where you've currently applied. I would move beyond that. Again, working with existing networks, whether they're social networks, actual networks, professional networks, that's the way to go. I think that word does travel quickly, but word of mouth. So it'd be great if you know someone that can help push your resume onward. Traveling is probably necessary, so I would canvas a different geographical location, maybe more than one. Where you're trying to go right now, the timing's off a little bit. You could go to you could look at previous areas geographically that you've lived or a new area that you'd like to go. but we have to go a little bit further out, it looks like, for that breakthrough to happen. I see a lot of you are interested in going to school, or you want more of a creative job. Those seem to be resonating pretty nicely here. It could take the better part of this month. The Four of Swords can be also 4 weeks. And here's the thing. One of the no's is a not yet. So I'd like you to try to have as positive an interaction as you can with a recruiter or whoever, because there's a bridge that you're making that may come back. Maybe one of the candidates falls through and you're second in line, but you're going to thrive in the long run. So don't take it personally. Keep the connection open. I get like not yet, but maybe in the future. If not this, then something else. They'll remember your name. They'll think about you. Okay? Students, some of you are close to completion. Congratulations, graduation. But some of you want to change. I've seen this twice this month. Judgment is, I need to shift the focus. I don't want to be here. I want to be here. There might also be something where you're having a hard time getting started. And I think in this situation, having a tutor or a mentor or a coach could really help you move forward, because some of it is just this feeling of it's taken so long to get started on it that you're worried about what it's going to require. So I feel like, a coach or a tutor is coming into the picture. And some of you want to pivot and maybe change majors or add a major. There's something that needs to be shifted or transferred to a different school. Okay, finally, retirees, you may be deciding to sell your home, particularly the World, the Queen of Pentacles, and Judgment. Make sure you're ready. It's a big decision. There's a lot of social energy, and you're vacillating somewhere between the Hermit and the social. You may be the kind of person that just needs more of a chance to recharge afterwards, and that's okay. I think it's a great month for travel if the budget allows. We have 3 cards that are connected to traveling. I also see many of you just wanting to meditate, paint, be on your own. So having this sort of balance this month is key. It just feels like you're spread a little thin in all these directions. So try to focus on one thing that matters most. One last thing with the Judgment card is it's really just about making this next chapter in your life really count. We never have a guarantee of how many days, weeks, months, years we have on this planet. So there comes a point where you're not ready or willing to just sit idly by. And it feels like for you especially, as you look at activities and friendships and partnerships, they really need to be moving the needle forward. Perfect segue into love. So the love card was reversed here. Let's turn it upright so we can read it. Lady Nada is about expanding the heart. She encourages openness, liberation, and she says, let yourself love and be loved. So you may be feeling a little bit of uncertainty when it comes to putting your heart on your sleeve, freeing yourself from old thought processes, and just allowing the love to come in. Let's break this down into 3 categories. If you're partnered right now, it's a big time in relationships. Let's say you've been together, but you haven't decided to get married. This could totally be a month where you decide to level up and put a ring on the finger, right? There may also be an addition of someone to your family. So an adoption, a birth, bringing in a pet, something new coming in, because the Fool can be a baby. There's also a question, which is, are we in or are we out? Are you ready for what I want or not? And it does look like the answer is yes. There might be a little fear of rejection, but I see partnership. And it's not going to be here's the thing. Relationships aren't perfectly tied up in a bow. So this partner wants to be there, but through thick and thin, and sometimes it's a little messy. So take it one step at a time and don't let fears from the past get in the way of the beauty that really is presenting itself in this period of time. And again, for those that are partnered, I see 2 different communication styles. This person is very much practical, grounded, maybe even really wants to provide. And by creating this home and this nest, which we see here, that's their version of that. This person is more expressive, maybe needs a little bit more communication. And the love language for both of you is more demonstrative. What we need is a little bit more communication, and that's what the Knight of Swords is all about. If you can communicate it, we can get to that 10 of Cups. You both love each other, but you talk and you express yourself in slightly different ways. And don't make an assumption without checking that assumption, okay? there's definitely a past life karma between the two of you too, and it does have to do with sometimes like my way or the highway, because these are at opposite ends of the spectrum. So so try to be as open as you can. Okay, moving on to single and looking. Can you find it? Yes, there is a big energy around someone that you don't know. Like the World card could just be someone from a completely different walk of life. Judgment is someone with whom you've actually shared a past life. So there's choices here. Do you want new or do you want old? We're not talking about age. We're talking about karma and connections. And we can kind of see these two cards connected here to those. So I actually kind of like the new energy. The thing with the new energy here, the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign, is that it might get serious fast. The King of Cups plays it cool, and he kind of wants more validation from you. So there's choices for you to make. But ultimately, there are plenty of people coming into the equation. Taking all of this out, what I would say, like not worrying so much about who's coming, when they're coming. There's a lot of familial and social obligations right now. There's a lot of work on your plate, and you have to get out and mix and mingle to meet the person. And this may be the single hardest part, because some of you have had a not so great experience in the past. So put your foot out there, see what the world has to offer. I'm not seeing anything here to worry too much about. But if one person is unresponsive and the other one is very responsive, go for the responsive one, okay? Moving onward to single and happy, good for you. Great time to travel. A great time to launch something. For personal development and for creativity. I think the hardest thing in this period of time is just allowing yourself, again, to go for something bold and different. The cool thing is if you don't have someone tethering you down, there shouldn't be anything holding you back except fear or doubt, and hopefully we've moved past that this month. All right, let's go on to the final of the expanded forecast categories, and that is your Destiny card. So for Destiny, we have the Jade Emperor, and the card reads organization. Oh my gosh, perfectly aligned, going back to the beehive. There's a time and place for organization, but you can organize yourself into oblivion, into this little niche where there's no room to breathe. So it's okay for there to be a sort of like a misstep. Things don't have to be perfect. I've even learned that as I record videos. It doesn't have to be word perfect. It just has to be real. It has to be honest. It has to be what you need. In real life, that's the same thing. People sometimes react a little bit better with that raw, real energy. Think of a live performance when you watch a musician. The voice may not be perfect, an instrument may be slightly off, but there's something about that makes it special, real, raw, and live. So in this moment in time, allow yourself to be out there, a little bit more vulnerability, a little bit more accessibility because of that, and see if that doesn't make the difference. 2 cards left. 1 is what you need to know. Spirit's coming through and saying, step aside, I'm going to tell you the way it is. So here's what you need to know. 2 of Wands. Make time this month, please, for brainstorming, for researching, maybe even to do a little bit of traveling, but you don't have to always, hop on a plane to make this happen. It is just about allowing your mind to wander a bit and think, what if this? Why not that? And explore all of those opportunities. Dream it, then do it. Okay, now let's take a look at, sorry, I didn't put the graphic up. We're going to look at your final question and final card. This is anything that you still need a little bit of advice on. Let's see what your question is and what Spirit has to say. Not yet. If it was a yes or no, not yet. There's a little bit more to be learned or to be seen. This is a time to get really inquisitive. Ask yourself why you're so attached to it. Ask other people what they think. Dig deeper if there's a contract. Ask questions. It's not obvious. There's something beneath the surface that is going to help you make your decision. You have to slow down and wait. And I would also get a second option or a third option, because there's something in this that isn't just connecting the way that it needs to. Okay? And that, my friends, is everything for this month. It was my honor and pleasure to be here. I hope this helped. If it did, please subscribe. Then like the video and leave a comment below letting me know what resonated most with you. You can follow me on social media to make sure that you never miss any future readings. Nicholas Ashbaugh is the handle on all the major platforms. On Blue Sky, it's nicholasashbaugh.com. You can also go to my website, nicholasashbaugh.com, for all the latest videos, news, and information. If you'd like to show some additional support, you can become a member. I do at least one, if not two, videos per month for members. And I also just appreciate the fact that you're helping me do things like podcasts and show up here each and every day, because I do daily, weekly, and monthly videos. So feel free to do that. You can also give a one-time contribution through Super Stickers, Super Chat. I even have a PayPal link. You can see that, again, if you go to my website, all the information is there, okay? And that, my friends, is everything for today. Thank you so much for being the absolute best part of what I do here on YouTube. I hope you have a fantastic month ahead. Until I see you again, take care.